So now let me go on to a kid's cartoon. I'm assuming it's a kid's cartoon. It could have been an adult, but this is very revealing as well. So let's move on to that. Always backing up my work. Okay, this is from a kid's show or whatever. But if we look on the bottom of it, it's a pyramid, and we see a plus or an X with 4 circles. A circle always represents time. So then we've got the X, which represents a cube. So here we have a time cube on the bottom of a pyramid. And remember, most of these cartoons that are made are by guys that are in the know. They know what's going on. So they incorporate it. They incorporate it into cartoons and in songs and into movies. And so for whatever reason, whether to stick it in your face so they can, go home and laugh and get drunk and say what a bunch of dumb assholes, or for whatever reason, they do this. Okay? Maybe they're trying to help you. I don't know. But I know this is a very long and hard trail to start out from nothing with, because it took me 12 years. So if they're trying to help, they could kind of help out a little bit by telling you the truth. So here we see it. It's bigger. Each one of these represents time spinning in its own little space there. You see it? So that's a time cube, and that's what exactly is that hexagon on the North Pole of Saturn. But interestingly enough, just to back up my work, let's take another look at another piece here from the same show. I want you to look up at the very top. You see it? What do we got up there? It's an X. This is not a pyramid. Look at it like a sidewalk, like you're standing on a sidewalk, and you're looking way down the sidewalk, and it comes to a point. It's an illusion. You think it's a pyramid. It's not. It's a cube. All they did is they slanted the sides in. It changes it and hides the symbology, but that's what it is. So look at it like you're looking down a sidewalk. Okay, and here it is, way down here. Incidentally, that's what the Washington Monument. It's the same thing. They're all cubes. They just try and disguise it. Now this is interesting. This is the Georgia Guidestones. For you that don't know what they are, somebody put them up in the 70s, and it's got all of these mandates of what mankind should do. And on one of these it says that we should have one universal language. Well, that's interesting, because that's what they had when they were trying to pull the Tower of Babel stint. Because see, everything's based off of sound. That's why you have so many words that sound the same but are spelled differently, because it's the tone. It has nothing to do with the way the word is spelled. So we need a one world language. Very interesting, because we're going to try it again, right? Okay, this is the actual piece. You'll notice that there's 4 great giant granite things, and those are positioned in an X formation. And then if you put the top on it, as you can see it, that's a box. So if you looked at it from the top, it would be an X box. Once again, this is representing the X box represents time and space. Who's in charge of time and space? Chronos, the god of, or El. So when you tell somebody you're going to hell, you're really telling them you're going to El. Okay? That's what's going on. Like the word Dev-El. Okay? I-L is exchangeable with E-L, by the way. So there we go. So now you've seen that. Now here it tells you that the Tower of Babel, blah, blah, blah. From Bab-El, the door of El, and we know that's Saturn, so it's the doorway to Saturn. The Tower of Babel is the doorway to Saturn. Interesting. They hadn't left that out of the Bible, see, when they explained it to me when I was a kid. I don't know, for some reason they keep hiding the truth here. Imagine that, somebody lying to you through religious means. Next thing you know, they'll be telling you that they're lying in politics. Heaven forbid. This is actually a very old famous painting of the Tower of Babel. It's interesting because now we're going to look at a building that's in Europe. Europe has run the world for 2,000 years. Okay, and the Vatican runs Europe. Isn't that interesting? Then you wonder why the United States is in the position it's in. But let's take a look. Here we're going to see it's called the EU building. And it's like their White House, I guess, for the whole European Union. So let's take a look at it. Looks pretty familiar, don't it? Looks almost the same. Gee whiz. Again, who'd have seen that coming? So they've got a building that looks like the Tower of Babel. And in the United States, in the UN building, we have a big black cube which represents Saturn. Gee whiz, how could things go any better? So let's take a look at this. It says blah blah blah, derives from Babel, blah blah blah. It's a 33 door. That's interesting. 33 as in 33-degree Mason. Blah blah blah. Of the Greeks, Saturn, the god of the deluge. For you that don't know what that is, the deluge was the flood. So Saturn was the one that flooded the world, huh? See, they never tell you who God is. Now you know who the god of this planet is. It's Saturn. It always has been. It's Satan. He owns this planet. Period. Get it through your head, you'll be better off. There is one higher than him, but that dude runs the show here. That's the guy that runs the show. The rainbow that you always see you're looking at the rings of Saturn. Okay, yes, you see a rainbow, but this is in direct correlation with the planet Saturn. And so that's it for this video. Once again, we learned something, I hope. We know that they're trying to blast a doorway to Saturn, and or they already have. Maybe that's what the Norway spiral was. Some weird things going on in government, which makes me wonder if things didn't come in. Maybe we're not trying to get out. Maybe we're trying to get them in. Anyway, that's where we're at. Thanks a lot. Bye. Sorry for the birds.